Hey guys, brought you on along outside again so you could hopefully hear the birds in the background and get a little serenity in your day as you watch my video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about masks. Oh, I just gave myself COVID. We're going to talk about masks and why you may not want to be wearing them. And this video is not to try to persuade you to wear them or not to wear them. It's not to try to persuade you if the pandemic is real or not. You guys know me. I am a spiritual coach, an intrapersonal coach. I help you become aware of your internal thoughts and dialogue for your personal growth. And that's the intent of this video. Just for some of you who are at a place of wobble in your emotions and you're feeling very adamantly opposed to the mask, but the intention is just to help you become aware of some personal growth. And I really hope you guys appreciate this video because I am getting eaten up by mosquitoes already, and I just started the video. And you can even see them in the background. This is not going to be good for my skin tomorrow. Okay, so first things first, we got to talk about attachment. When you're younger, you guys can Google this. There's attachment theory. There's 4 types of attachment. And attachment theory is how you form your basis of relationships in the world. Did you have a mom that was there for you, could meet most of your needs, and then could then teach you how to meet most of your needs? You had a secure attachment. There's anxious attachment, there's avoidant attachment, and then there's disorganized attachment. That one's arguably the worst. That was my attachment. And that, guys, is why I'm so good at intrapersonal growth, because I had a disorganized attachment and I had to teach myself how to meet my own needs. And so for those of you who have a secure attachment style, this video is not for you, because you are the part of the group who the government's doing their job. Let's listen to the people in authority. Let's listen to experts. You have a secure attachment style. You don't have an issue with authority, so just move along, scroll on. This video is not for you. If you had an anxious, avoidant, or disorganized, especially if you had a disorganized attachment video, this video is really going to help you. Because you need to understand at the basis and the root of you growing up, your authority figure, your primary caregiver, whether it was your mom, your dad, or an adopted person, or whatever you ended up growing up in, you didn't have a secure attachment figure. You didn't have an older adult that you can trust. You didn't have an older adult that you could trust would meet your needs. So a lot of your growth was undoing the damage that they did to you when you were younger. A lot of your growth was recognizing that you can take care of your own needs. A lot of your growth was recognizing they're the crazy ones, right? Because when you're younger and you can't take care of your needs, you do just kind of adopt to whoever your primary caregiver is. You adopt to what, like, their rules. And sometimes, most of the time, if you had one of those attachment styles that, you know, wasn't the best for your health and for your growth, it wasn't their explicit rules, it was those unwritten rules, right? Passive aggressive. You had to become aware of the unwritten rules and behave how they expect you to behave. They didn't let you have a voice of your own. They didn't let you form your own opinions. They didn't let you have needs and have them get met. So a lot of your growth, when you started becoming older and you could financially support yourself, you weren't reliant on them for the roof over your head and the food in your mouth. A lot of your growth at that point was recognizing the way that they taught me how to handle conflict was wrong. The way that they taught me how to negotiate salary was wrong. The way that they taught me about money was wrong. You had to go through a growth of recognizing they were wrong. So you have momentum built up. Authority figures are wrong. Experts are wrong. So I just want you to become aware of that built up momentum within you for growth that was vital for you, for growth that was necessary for you, to just see if that maybe is, you know, impacting the way that you think about this and the way that you view this. Okay? So that's kind of first things first. So when there are experts out there, whether it's a doctor or someone else, saying you should wear a mask, here's why, your natural instinct is going to be to rebel against that. And as your personal growth coach, like I would tell you to do, in any situation. There's inner child work and there's age regression work. Inner child is if you have a fear. You want to go back in time and visit, is there an inner child within you? And I have a free meditation up on YouTube. Just type in inner child meditation Kelly Lunt. You'll see my free meditation. They'll help you go back in time and you'll see if there's a younger you that made a decision, which at that time was a very good decision, that anyone who tries to assert authority over me, I will actively work against them. That was a very valid conclusion that you came to at some younger point in your time. And so the point of it, again, isn't to change your mind on is the pandemic real or not, or to try to convince you to wear a mask or not. It's not. It's use this situation as an opportunity to get the interpersonal growth that your soul is manifesting right now, that your inner being is manifesting right now. Because you may go back to that inner child and you may find out that there was a fear and you made a decision about life. And I at least want you to be in a situation where you're rewriting your decision about life, where you are empowered. Hey, you know what? I did have the inner child. I cleaned the inner child up and I still don't want to wear masks. That would be fine with me. My job is simply to highlight where your growth lies. Okay, so now let's talk about the age regression. I don't have a meditation up on that yet, but if enough of you comment below, I'll get one made. Age regression, that one's going to be the healing, the super healing one for you guys. Because age regression is anytime there's something outside of you, there is a person outside of you, there is an institution outside of you that is the reason for your lack of success, or they're doing this to me, that's why I feel bad. If they would just do this differently, that's the sign that you have to do age regression. Age regression is where you take a couple minutes, relax all the muscles in your body, and you identify how do you feel right here, right now in the situation. I feel unheard, I feel dismissed, I feel forced to do something I don't want to do, I feel disrespected, I feel like I don't have a say in this, I feel unheard, right? Identify how you feel. And then when's a situation in the last 2 to 5 years where those same emotions were evoked? Another 2 to 5 years before that. High school, college age, middle school age, first time. Law of attraction. What you focus on, you get, whether you want it or not. There was a point in time where you had, these mosquitoes, there was a point in time where you had an incident in your life where you had those emotions within you, and because they were unprocessed, aka trauma, they've become a focal point within you that's vibrating at those emotions of dismissed, unheard, forced to do something you don't want to do. That now that's why you're attracting the situation into your life. So you want to go back to that first memory and rework, process all the emotions there, because if you're going to not wear a mask, you at least want to not wear a mask from a place of empowerment, from a place of woke, from a place of consciousness, from a place of, yes, I've heard both sides, and here's why I choose not to wear a mask. If you're out there running exhausted, trying to teach people, trying to prove them wrong, trying to go, here's the CO2 studies, here's the you guys are infringing on my rights, you're operating from your shadow. And I don't want anyone operating from their shadow, because I want everyone operating from their empowerment from today, okay? So I hope that helped you guys. Another thing that I want to highlight for you is for the people who are saying, I'm not going to live my life in fear, I'm not going to wear a mask. You know, I was just chatting with a friend who I'm just personally deciding not to hang out with much because, I don't know, I don't want to get COVID, even though I touched the outside of my mask, so I could, and I walked by some people, so good job, Kelly. But she just said, no, I feel safe, and if I feel safe, I'm going to do it. And I was like, okay, well, what kind of activities are you doing? I went to get a manicure. I went the next day to get a pedicure. I went the next day to get a massage. I went the next day to get my hair cut. And I'm going to dance, and I'm doing these photo shoots. And I was just like, are you wearing a mask at any of those? No, because I feel safe, and I'm not going to live my life in fear, Kelly, like you. And it was like, Okay, so guys, so what I would say to that group of people, you actually need to become aware that you are avoiding your fear. What you resist persists. How do I explain this? You can't ignore your own feelings. This is interesting. I can't find the words to explain this right now. Just because. Okay, I can't walk you through the thought process right now. Essentially, I want you guys to Google the 7 stages of grief because you're in denial. You're in denial. Just because the pandemic and COVID hasn't impacted you personally, just because you haven't been in a city that's been hit hard, just because you're not a doctor seeing patients on the ventilators, doesn't mean it's not happening, guys. If the government's trying to force us to do vaccines, listen to the first part of the video where I talked about your growth. Because there's some stages to growth, right? There does come a point where you have to rebel. You have to rebel against mass consciousness to get your own personal success and your own personal voice. But there's also a point, guys, where there's communal living. And so what communal living is, love. Love is a soft feeling. Love is an uplifting feeling. Love is a gentle feeling. Love is a embracing, warm hug feeling. Many of you, when you were younger, experienced a different form of the word love. And it wasn't the actual love. It was not love, it was fear. Okay? So love has an uplifting feeling to it. It has a feel-good feeling to it. The definition of love, I learned this from Teal Swan, and I really like the definition. To love someone is to take them on as your own, to take their needs on as your own, because you won't be happy unless they're happy. That doesn't mean you need to love every person out there. That doesn't mean you need to love someone who's extremely needy, who's operating from their shadow and their unhealed wounds, okay? You had to rebel against taking the enmeshment trauma and your abuser on as your own so that you can form your own identity. That doesn't mean that every doctor out there is trying to do the same to your own. Oh, but doctors are run by big pharma. I would rather you guys do the inner child meditation and the age regression meditation just to see if there is an inner wound within you that's looking for help right now. Because you guys have to remember, if there's anything that evokes a lot of strong emotion within you, it is an inner child within you that is ready to come up to the front and be healed. So if you're having a strong emotional reaction to this, do your self-care, do your personal self-growth. That's why you follow this channel, after all. Everyone who follows this channel is looking to get to know themselves more, understand themselves more, and obviously manifest cool things into their life, okay? So as much as there is a huge part of your growth where it is encouraged to rebel, it is encouraged to go, they're the messed up ones, and you form your own identity, there also is that communal living. And it's where the love, taking someone else's needs on as your own. That's not to say that they need to meet every single need of yours, right? Because no one could do that. No one can meet someone else's needs 100% of the time, all the time. But love is when they actually hope that if they can't be the one to meet your need, that they'll work with you to find a way for that need to get met. Communal living, that's that growth edge that you guys are on. That's the growth edge. And I'm there too, actually, because when the pandemic first hit, I was like, I ain't wearing no mask. I'm not wearing no mask. Yeah, sometimes my basic English comes out when I have an emotional reaction. And then I sat down, I did my inner child work, I did my age regression work, and then I realized what my inner child told me. They're like, you're at that growth of communal living. And then I don't know if you guys have read any Caroline Myss or not. She wrote a little bit about it in one of the books that my inner child guided me to, and I saw her write that. Here's a couple stages of growth, and that's when I realized I'm at the stage of growth of communal living. that I can form a new attachment to the word love, that I can form a new attachment with the types of relationships that I manifest and call in. And the reason why I say that this is important and good for you guys, because if you are single and you're attracting this in, you're probably attracting those narcissists, right? Or maybe you're attracting those codependents. It could go either way. You guys might want to watch my video, Why Did I Attract a Narcissist? And I also have a video coming out. I'm probably going to title it something like How to Love a Mother Who Abused You, because, you know, if you're a codependent, you're actually just as manipulative as the narcissist. And I can say that because I am I hope recovered, not recovering codependent. You're actually just as manipulative. And so if it's heavily triggering you, then it's because it's your inner being, your soul, trying to guide you through that growth to go from that independent rebel stage that's very vital to that communal living, to that someone can have my back, someone can have my best interests as their own. It's okay if I have someone else's best interest as my own. So I'm curious what your thoughts are, guys. Leave me a comment below, especially if you guys go do the inner child work and the age regression meditation. Let me know the epiphanies that you had. Comment below. I am curious. I want to know. And if you guys have any questions on this or thoughts, I'd like a secondary follow-up video. Give me a comment below. Let me know how this helped you, how it didn't help you, why you think I'm amazing and smart, why you think I'm a flaming idiot and part of the problem. Comment below. I'll make more videos for you guys, because my goal is always to help you develop that inner trust, develop to the core of the being who you are, becoming who you really are, not operating from the shadow, not operating from your subconscious or an inner child, but to help you become who you really are. So that's my goal and that's my intent. So give me the comments below and the questions below so I can help you do that. Love you guys.